So almost every married couple, if you've been married for any amount of time, has heard the phrase, you need to date more. You should date more. But when was the last time you went on a date? Was the date more like a routine checkup?
Ooh.
If you're nodding your head yes, then look, you're not alone. We're going to talk about reasons why you should date more here in this episode of Couples Pursuit.
Couples Pursuit.
Hello, this is Vincent.
And Valerie
Woodard. And this episode of Couples Pursuit
is called Date Night or Dull Night. The secret to dating your spouse after the honeymoon and the benefits of doing so.
Amen. Amen. Look, we are so appreciative that you are joining us here on Couples Pursuit. Our goal here is to give you the biblical principles to not only to pursue, but to maintain a successful marriage.
Yes.
So if you're new to our channel, we'd like to say welcome. And if you're returning, we'd like to say welcome back. Look, do us a favor. Hit that like button. Share this video with someone that you think this topic could help, or more videos from us that might can help them. So, babe.
Yes.
Date night or dull night?
Ooh.
Why should couples date more? What's your thoughts?
Why not? I mean, okay, so what happens after you get married? Let's say you're single, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got two careers, you're going 8, 10, 12 hours a day in a separate direction. You're coming together at night, possibly for dinner, maybe passing each other for dinner. Maybe you have other responsibilities, ministry or something else that you do during the week outside of that. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're still in school and you're taking classes a couple of nights. When do you have time to just concentrate on the joy of being in the love relationship? Date night. Is one of those times where you like celebrate it, like you intentionally celebrate it. It's me, it's you, doing the things that we like to do, going to places we like to go, looking at each other in the eye for more than 0.5 seconds when we ask each other a question or pass each other in the hallway or give a quick kiss or whatever. You can talk about life and hopes and dreams and goals and aspirations, not talk about work, not talk about kids, not talk about responsibilities. Make time to talk about those things. But date night is about the two of you growing as one in the relationship. Still, marriage, the honeymoon is not the stopping point.
Exactly. So when we talk about date nights in a marriage, couples, we're talking about. So let's define dating. What is it? Dating is the intentional planning. Get this. The intentional planning to spend quality time with your spouse. That's what we're talking about. Whether we do it, we go out, whether we stay in the house and play board games, or it's the intentional planning. And I say intentional because, don't wait for the happenstance or we just so happen to spend quality time together. So like you're going over your parents' house, or you're going out to Costco's or something, and you decide to take the back roads home, and way back roads home, and in that process a flat tire, something happens, and you have to wait for a tow truck for like an hour or two. But you decide that we're going to talk, we're going to hang out, we're going to just make the best out of it, enjoy it. Yeah, you spent quality time.
Yeah, we're going to go out to eat.
But was it intentional? Did you mean for the flat tire? Did you mean for the car to break down? No. And so when does that happen? How often does that happen? It's a big gap in between. So what I mean by dating is that it's the intentional planning to spend quality time with your spouse.
And I'm going to add to that, for the purpose of increased intimacy. Not
I like that part.
Physical.
Yeah, somebody
necessarily.
Type that in.
Increasing intimacy, the closeness, the getting together, the getting to know one another, the butterflies, the excitement. Dress up. or dress down.
Yeah.
Smell good.
Yeah.
Comb your hair.
Talk to him, baby.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And your lips.
Yes. And your lips. Okay.
That's the thing. You can get the food off your lips too, because you might want to get a couple kisses. She does not want to taste what you've been eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or he.
Yeah.
You know, wear that special something that he or she likes.
Okay.
Get out of the comfort zone. Doesn't always have to be. Sometimes we go out t-shirt and jeans. Usually it's wearing something couples pursuit garb when we do that. But
we just
there's a purpose behind that.
Yeah.
Right. We get people to ask us about couples pursuit. What does that mean? Especially if we wear the Prayer Dare Challenge or something like that. So it's an opportunity to share.
And that's coming up soon, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prayer Dare Challenge next week.
It sure is. We're going to be notifying you. Some of you have already been notified, but even sometimes my husband and I, we don't dress alike, but we color coordinate. That's exciting. Coordinate. Now, I don't make him do that. It's something that we enjoy.
You know, some
Same
people,
color family, you know, something. It's part of the oneness. Now, you don't have to do that. Some couples like to do it, and some people think it's weird. Mind your business. It's not weird. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. It's not weird. It's just not what you like.
Yeah, I didn't tell you how to spend quality time. I didn't say what you should do. I mean, I recommend some stuff, but it's like each his own. But my thought when I started with is the intentional. Yeah. This is something we do because this is our groove,
I just threw
our
my ear
thing.
on the floor.
It's an intentional thing. You know, I look to see what she has on. She might look to see what I have on. Where are we going? What we gonna do?
What do we have a taste for?
Yeah.
And here, let me give you a they pull it up on your phone, the wheel, while I'm telling them about it. For the people who have a spouse like me who never knows, well, I seldom know what I want to eat. I always know what I don't want to eat. But I don't always know what I do want to eat.
She knows what she don't want to eat after the recommendation of what I recommend.
Okay, so what he decided in all his wisdom is that he was going to find this app where you just spin the wheel and you can have he gives me 3 tries, but you get 3 tries. It spins the wheel and it'll give you it'll say maybe seafood, barbecue, pizza, burgers, Italian, etc. And so that kind of gets the ball rolling. Even if you and your spouse don't do it, if you do it and you're setting the date, go ahead, babe, show them.
So what she's talking about, if you can see it, the little glare, and it's called spin the wheel.
Forward a little bit.
Yeah.
You spin the wheel. Yeah, and it gives you all those different options.
Yeah, so it has, when you can see that it's a wheel like a pie. It has slices on it. It has different slices: Italian, Mexican, seafood, pizza, hibachi, Chinese cookout, Japanese, barbecue. So and I hit it, and it's spinning, and she gets 3 tries.
He gives me 3 tries.
This is funny. I turned it down because it was on video, but I want y'all to hear this.
Oh,
Yeah. I just helped a lot of brothers out right there. And see, cookout.
And what does it say, cookout?
Cookout, yeah.
No.
She don't like that, so I hit it again.
Not tonight.
And
so I get 3 choices, and some of the excitement is like, it kind of gets my juices flowing. I don't want that. And so then I might start thinking about something else. And then he named cookout. It could be have a cookout, plan a cookout, or for us, we have a restaurant in our region that's called Cookout. And so that leads me to the next thing. It does not always have to be expensive.
Yeah.
One time we went to a cooking class.
That's true.
That was so much fun. And it was a surprise. If your spouse is the type of person who likes surprises, surprise them.
Yeah.
Listen to what they're saying. Know what they like. And then even if you don't like it, be willing to participate in something that they like and vice versa.
That's true. See, the reason why we started this whole video out talking about why do couples need to date more? And there's a study done by the University of Virginia, I believe, that talks about that when couples date more, they are 70% more likely to not get a divorce. 70%. likely to not.
That's huge.
Get that. That is huge. You're going through issues in your marriage, and if you couple with the fact that you're not spending quality time with each other, that you're not dating with the intentional planning to spend quality time with each other, you're just compounding onto the stuff. You know, you're you're not. It's so much, you know, joy that can come with knowing your spouse and getting to know your spouse. You know, you had a purpose, guys. You had a purpose when you decided you wanted to pursue your wife, and you want to have her to marry you. First of all, you want to have her to like you. Because if she was like my wife, she wasn't studying no man, you know. She was, but you know, so I just want to get in her.
You got me.
Get in her sphere, you know, get in her space. I just want to spend time with her. My purpose, I had a purpose. Because then after we got married, so that purpose was achieved. We got married.
And we did not date at first.
Yeah.
We didn't.
True. Yeah. And
we had to get into the habit.
So my next purpose is I want to be good at this thing. Now, I failed, I stumbled, I scraped my knee, I hit my head, all those things along the way. But my purpose was I did want to be happy. I wanted to be happy in our marriage. First, I just wanted to be happy. And if I was happy in my marriage, then that was okay. If I'm not happy in my marriage, then I just want to be happy. And me being happy was negating the fact that I'm destroying our marriage by just concentrating on myself. I want to get to the point I want us to be healthy and happy and have a successful relationship. Once that was my goal, then everything that I did focused around the fact of how can we strengthen this. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm still not to this day. But I have a purpose. My purpose is I want this. Look, I told my wife.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna work so hard, guys. Lean in. I'm gonna work so hard that the next guy that try to come after me is gonna have to break his neck to outdo me. That's just okay. Now I'm back. But babe, couples need to date more because the success rate of couples that do date more is so much.
That's mind blowing. 70%. 7 out of 10 couples who date stay together longer.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Because you're getting to know one another. You're spending time with each other. You're giving attention to one another's needs, wants, desires, thoughts, feelings, interests. New excitement is built. New experiences are built. And then it's kind of like, it's almost like a euphoric experience in a sense, because once you do it, like we have date night coming up in a couple of days. I don't know what we're going to do. And, you know, we've just come through the holidays and all of that. And we're like, well, how much money are we going to really spend on date night, right? Do we want to do a whole lot? Like, I don't know about him, but I'm tired. I'm tired. Creative. Yeah, so sometimes you have to get creative. So guess what? We have a projector. We have lots of walls in the house.
Lots of walls. I'm glad. I like the walls in the house.
If it were warm, we could go outside and hang the what do you call it? The screen across the fence or whatever. And we could watch a movie. We could have our favorite snacks. We could play our games. Now, he talked about board games. Now, some people say bored is the operative word because that's boring. But it really depends on what you like. Like, I love word games. He doesn't. So we play games that we both like, right? Like, we might play Uno, Mancala, or Mancala, whatever it's called. Just different types of things that we can play. We might make up our own game. One day. Yeah.
Maybe make it a couples pursuit game. You know.
Hey, I'm going to do that. I already got it. Okay. I got the prototype already from my Spanish class. You know that, right? So anyway, sidebar. Do what you like to do. You know, if you like to grill, then grill. If you like to, you know, eat, if you like to try exotic foods, make a list. We started a Best Wings in Eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, because I like wings. That's my. I think we kind of agree on that. You know, like she's kind of what she.
I like seafood,
steak,
I want
stuff
some
like
crab
that.
legs right
now. I like wings. it's something about them. I don't know. So I was like, okay, that's my bottom. I'm not saying it's the worst thing to do. I'm saying that's my go-to. If we don't have anything else planned, a concert to go to or event to go, whatever to do, that's my go-to.
Tackle the wing list.
Let me go to this wing list because the thing about, first of all, is going on an adventure together. Mm-hmm. And that leads me, so number one was, first of all, why you should date is because couples that do decide to date more are more likely to stay together. Do date, and I messed my intro going into my part two, my second point, but couples that do date stay together longer. Mm-hmm. Why you should date more? Why you should date more is because couples that reportedly date more have a more enjoyable, can I say the word, sex life.
What?
Yeah. And so, how do you piggyback from the wings to the so-and-so? Because I want to keep it going. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get to a point where like, I don't know what we're going to do, this is not do nothing. No, I want to do something and having a go-to kind of keep that together because I know the studies show that couples that date more have more enjoyable sex lives. I want to keep that going. And I want to keep that part. Don't want to lose that. Don't want to lose the flow on that.
Listen, it is the fruit of marriage.
Yeah.
Well, children are the fruit of marriage, but
Yeah. And you also get to a point where, so like I said, my wife says that we have a list. We have a list that we go and tackle. When you incorporate the we-ness of a relationship, the things that we like to do, not just what I like to do, and I drag her along, and vice versa. Like I'm not a shopping person, right? I don't
at all.
Yeah, I don't like to go to stores. I had a coworker of mine that said, "Man, I got to go pay bills." I'm like, "Man, why are you going to go pay bills? It's something called the internet. You can do everything."
Stop judging people.
But I don't like
some people don't like the electronic thing, but I get it. I get it.
So
I get it.
So, but what we do is that, okay, she goes, maybe does some shopping or whatever. I do like the benefits of the shopping.
You
she
sure
loves
do.
to find bargains. This woman right here. And I say all that to say, we make it a we thing because I like to go spend time with her. I like to go, I just go sit in the car sometimes. Sometimes I might walk around and just, see other things or whatever. But it's the we-ness when we're together. Now I don't go with her every time.
No, he doesn't. And to be honest, I don't want him to go with me every time. Because I like to, in order for me to find the bargain, I have to spend time doing that.
Yeah, she got
And there are a million other things that he can be doing while I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
that was too.
So have your separate interests, but also find things that you can do together. For instance, like our pastor, he took his wife and family. I forget where they went, but she likes to shop too. Shout out to my first lady, Dr. Cynthia Parker. She likes to go shopping too, and he doesn't really, but he goes and he sits or he does whatever while she's doing that.
Yeah.
And so then the other parts of the trip are for him, but that part is for her.
Yeah.
So you could do that. They went on the vacation one time. I think this is what it was. And he's like, "Oh man, they got all these plans. I just want to sit."
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing.
I know, babe. I know. Hubby's like, "Do they have a chair?" He gets excited if they have a chair in the store that I happen to drag him. Like if I want to go to the purse store or,
I recommend it. I was like, "Where's it? Look, the lady behind the counter, look, you would get more business if you..."
He has actually suggested this.
Yeah, if you would just put a place for us to sit down while our wives go shop. I guarantee you will see a benefit. You will see an uptick in your traffic.
And then when you do see them, you see the congregation of the men sitting around together. Just a couple, salt and pepper, talking about us and how we're shopping, and they don't mind as long as we have somewhere to sit. Anyway, let's move on.
It's a we thing. And look, Proverbs 5:18-19 says, "Rejoice rejoice
Yes.
in the wife of your youth. That means you're now, whether you was 20 something or way past that. You know, and you're now, rejoice in the wife. It's saying why you have her now. You know, because you might not be around, she might not be around, but rejoice in that. It's a wise proverb. And why shouldn't we not pay attention to that? I want to enjoy her. I want to rejoice in her. And we go on dates. Matter of fact, couples that go on more dates, another study I think was from, where was this one from? I gotta remember. But it's another study that says that when couples that date more, when they're faced with conflict, they can go have these differences or whatever, but when someone asks them, well, you think you're going to get a divorce? I'm like, no. You know, because sometimes, they report,
no.
I think in this study right here says 68% for wives, 67% for husbands. When asked, do you think you would get a divorce? They're like, no. And it came on the back of how often do they date? If they date often, this report went up there. But when they asked the same couple, how often do you date? They say we don't date often. Well, how often do you think about divorce? It's more the level. We'll say the level goes. It's more optional for to get a divorce because they don't spend that much time together. And so I want to put that out there. Why you should date more? There's so much strength and gratitude in that. And when you date less, then your mind starts wondering. You start thinking about, man, what's the benefit? Why am I here? What are we doing? You know, and the enemy can come in and play tricks on you. Yeah. So,
or you just don't think about it. Like people get in a rut and it's like, you know, it's like the person who, you know, has been on their job for 30, 40, 50 years. It's like you get into the habit, the routine. I get up every day. I go to this job. I do whatever I do at the job. I stay this many hours. I leave. I come home. I do it all again. Yeah. Sometimes it's like that with marriage. And people are like, well, we married. Now we have kids or we don't have kids.
Yeah.
And this is our routine. She's the one I'm with. Some people are stickers. They're going to stick around. They're going to stay. Whether it's good or it's bad, they're not going to really make any waves to try to change it. They just take it for what it is and they continue going. But why waste? You know, I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of love. It's a waste of friendship. It's a waste of intimacy to not get to know your spouse continually, to enjoy them as you grow together. And sure, there might be some friction along the way, but it's meant to be that way because both of you can grow that way. Now, I'm not talking about people who, you know, constantly fighting and it's always an argument that makes love better. No, baloney. I don't believe any of that. I believe that all of those things come to challenge us so that we can become better persons individually. And then we can learn how to have a cooperative spirit in the home. The husband and the wife. The husband and the wife teach the children that. Children go out into the world and they share that. They become husbands and wives. And then they teach their children that. It is a cooperative spirit. It's iron sharpening iron. And so sometimes we have to get past, let's say you're having conflict. Okay, get past the conflict. Yeah, it's good. A good way to start is to have conversation, get back to the roots. And if you never had any roots, then dig up the hard ground and put down some roots. Exactly. It's good to even, you know, we talk about not arguing, but you know, you do still have disagreements. You still have different points of view. You do, and there's a thing called conflict that's still in marriages. How you deal with those conflicts. And especially how you deal with those conflicts in front of your children if they're privy to the conversation or they know something is going on with mom and dad. Yeah, how you handle that is still a great representation of how they will handle the conflict in their lives with their significant, with their loved ones, with their husband, with their wives. It's just not us running away from it. It's us being able to stay in that we-ness I talked about earlier. Yeah. You know, we're in this together, you know, and we're not even
thinking about, okay, well, she ain't making me happy, so I wonder what. No, what? You know how much work? You know how much time and investment.
Tell me about how much you put in. Then I'm gonna tell you about how much I put in. Huh? Okay, but we're back.
That's part 2. And look, and my third one. Look, stay around for the end of this video, and I'm gonna give you a free guide to date night ideas. I give you 101 of them. You stay around to the end. Yeah, stay around to the end. So look, my third and my last point is this. Couples that ask, look, how often should we date? So I got you, Vince and Val. We should date more. Dating is the intentional planning to spend quality time. Okay, got that. How often do you date? How often should we date? There's no one size fits all.
Listen, I'm going to say at least once a month. Mm-hmm. The bottom. Every 30 days, carve out some time, tie your dating to each other. Carve out some time and say, listen, I'm going to give my spouse some undivided attention.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, we're going to make plans sometimes, and sometimes we're going to go with the flow, but there will always be a plan for us one time of the month. For us, this first Fridays, right? We have a pretty interesting schedule.
Yeah.
And so right now it's once a month. After things kind of settle in a little bit, we have a little more freedom, and maybe twice a month. It may go from once a month to, we go out, once a month, or we take a trip once a quarter.
Yeah.
Or you add that trip once a quarter too. I mean, that's the goal.
I love this. It's a thing is 222. It's like every 2 years go away somewhere. Every two months go. So every 2 years plan a go away vacation. Every 2 months, plan a staycation. Yeah, and every 2 weeks. Talk about the planning and go on a date and talk about those planning things. So that 222, that's I like that.
Yeah, I want to do some things, spend some time together, and plan sometimes like you can plan your going away around a date. Like one birthday, we went to Nashville, Tennessee. And, of course, we took a flight. We don't really like to drive long distances. We took a flight, but we went to see India Ari.
And had a ball, yeah.
Man, with a 96-piece orchestra. That was so cool, right?
I know just a lot of people over there. But yeah.
So you can visit different cities, states, whatever. It could be festivals. It could be museums, if that's your thing. But you have interests. Find out what your interests are and jump in.
Yeah, have some hope. Have some expectation for your future, the future future we.
Yeah.
I love, we all know the famous verse in 1 Corinthians 13 that talks about, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, does not boast, is not arrogant. We know that scripture, but it's a part towards the end that I think we hear that part right there. We're like, yeah, okay, that's awesome right there. But it's a part at the end that said it always protects, it always hopes,
yes,
it always perseveres.
Yes, perseverance. That means the pressing through whatever circumstance is present. And if y'all saw me fiddling with my phone, it's because I could not see what's in that chat. Hello. Sister Brian, Prophetess Darden, hello. Yes. And Miss Esther Gote, hello. Thank you so much for checking back in with us. It has been a while, and we're happy to be back on. We're getting our sea legs again. We took a little bit of a break.
Well, yeah, Christmas time, let's spend time with our family. We love y'all. I love y'all. But I love my family. I love my wife.
Yeah.
And that's the intentional planning. Sometimes you got to plan to disconnect. Hello.
Hey, Noel. Yeah, and you have to,
not from each other, but just from, the other people. The other soul wonders, the people that want to, you can divide your attention between trying to, strengthen your family, then strengthen your mother and strengthen your brother. It's like, I need to strengthen my family. I need to get that right.
Yeah, I need to get my bearings.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be okay so that I can go back and do all these other things, because some of you that are on here might know, but over the holiday, my daughter and myself were sick. And so I'm about 85%. Right now, I feel so much better, but my strength is still coming back, and when I say sick, that nasty COVID virus, I had it. And so, my respiratory, some of you know I'm a singer, and it's like, man, I need my voice. I need my strength. I need my lungs, and getting that built back up. Sometimes you just have to be still and be quiet so that you can rest and reset and restore, which leads me to this point. Dating is about that, resting, resetting and restoring, getting everybody and everything out of the way and concentrating on you all and your union, because it's very important that you build that relationship.
That's true.
Together. It's not just a one and done. It's just not a click lock and that's it. No, you have to build it. You got to nurture it. And dating does that. Dating does that. Prayer does that. Communication does that. Commitment does that. Connection does that. And dating reinforces connection. It reinforces commitment. It is representative of covenant, which is the God kind of marriage, which is more than just a contract between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, but it is a commitment with God at the center. He is the one who will hold us together, with the promise that he gave, but we have to make the commitment to stay together. Yeah. So I need to know what he likes, wants, needs, and desires. And I need to produce that for him within reason. And the same thing for me. And that just stokes the flame. It stokes the fire of passion and love relationship.
Yeah. So look, before we go, 3 things. So we got you. Hopefully we convinced you. We gave you some good, compelling evidence of why you should date.
Yes.
And why you should date more, and the benefits of it.
Yes.
All right. So how to plan a date. First, like my wife said, get to know your spouse. I mean, you know they like a certain football team. You know they like, a certain movie or TV show. But what's the palette? What's their what are they interested in other than those things? Like get real deep down, and you just want to find out what they like, their favorite, color. Do you know your spouse's favorite color? Like, I used to say it was red, but you switch up on me. You switch up. I do.
Gotcha.
But I do.
Just it did used to be red.
Yeah.
But now it's just like fall colors.
Fall
it's my
colors.
palette.
Yeah, palette.
Yeah.
Yeah. So know your person. Know your spouse. Second, this is how to plan a date. Set a date and time. Go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Go ahead and do it. A couple that we were good friends with, they were like, look, I like this date night out thing. I want you to can we go on one with y'all? Yeah, I was like, yes.
Sure.
I'd love to hang out with y'all. It was just, there are friends, but it's like we don't really double date on date night.
As a general rule, we do not.
But
sometimes you got to lead by example.
That's why I didn't say there's no rules to it, because we just like to go out, and we can go out with our friends and have a good time, still intentional being with each other. That was awesome. So just decide, set a date and a time, plan the activity. Go ahead and do it.
On the calendar.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Well, not you watching this video. After this video, go ahead and do it. Set a date and a time. And look, 3, decide the location. Okay, so now, and then commit to it. This is what we're going to do. Okay? That's how you plan.
I got to give a bonus. Sometimes I think we created it because I never heard it before. Sometimes we go on a DAYTE, right? A DAYTE night, date night. And we go out during the day, and we may stay out from day to evening, depending upon, accessibility, availability, activity. If you have children, that kind of thing. If you have children, sometimes your date might have to be during the day while the kids are at school. There are many things that you can do. You don't have the traffic. You don't have the interruptions. The movie theater is clear. And we
met a great couple one of our last ones that we went on.
Yeah, during the day.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually are couples who also do couples ministry, and they have a book out as well.
And we saw our shirt.
And they saw our shirts, and that's how what did we have on? Prayer Dare shirt?
Probably so.
Yeah. So anyway, they saw that, and so then you just have the opportunity to do it. It doesn't always have to be at night. It doesn't always have to be a movie. And let me say, it should be more than a movie.
Yeah.
Because when we go to the movies, we might be together, but we're sitting there watching something else. You need to also add in something where you're having some face-to-face, some eye-to-eye contact. So if that's dinner or taking a walk, or doing something we call dream walking. If right now you can't afford to do all the things you would like to do, go out and explore the things that you want to do. Go out and explore another level, the next level of what you desire. Because when you see a thing, it becomes more attainable to you. It gets within your realm of reach and visualization.
Yeah, it's hard to seize something if you don't see it.
Right.
It's hard to. You want to conquer your career, your business, your life, your purpose, but you don't see it in your mind first. Same thing with your relationship. You want to have a successful relationship, but you don't see that first in your mind. Once you see it, then your mind will have this great ability to start working towards it. When you sleep, when you woke, when you're in the shower, your mind will just be like, successful relationship. They got a marriage couples pursuit thing going on, whatever. Your mind is like always thinking about it because it doesn't sleep.
Or it recognizes the things. Once you see what you want, your mind begins to pick up on and recognize the components that will bring that thing to pass. But if you don't look at it, you won't know what the components look like. And you may only have one of them. You may have none of them. But if you don't visualize it, you won't be able to put it together. So we just want to encourage you to date your spouse. Now, I want to make sure that I say, just because people are married doesn't mean that they've ever dated. Because some people didn't make habit of going out and getting to know with one another, especially in this day and time. My girls will say, men just really don't. And I know it's not true of all men. It's not. But some of what they're experiencing is that there's no dating. You just want to hang out. You want to grab something to eat. You want to come over to my place. You want me to come over to your place. No, go out and explore and get to know one another. And so anyway, we just want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We could talk about this for probably another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I left
There's
you
so much.
The link to the 101 date night ideas in the link below. So use that and please come back and tell us which ones did you do? Which ones would you want to do? Which one, I never really quite knew that was a thing. What was your aha moment? So look, please go to the link below, download it, and come back and tell us, what you thought about it.
Now, this is sweet. It looks like one of our listeners is texting their spouse during this and asking them out on a date.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Precious. Let's plan a date and start talking about what we both like, babe, and get to know each other.
Ding, 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 ding. We did our job. We dropped the mic. Baby, take us out. Yes.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We're happy to be back. First night of 2024. We're looking forward to 52 weeks. Well, this year we get 53, don't we? We got a leap year.
Really?
It's just an extra day.
Okay.
So it depends on which day it is. I don't know. We don't get an extra week, but we might get an extra day in there. So we're excited about what we're going to be bringing to you. Some things we have in motion and some things we have no idea what God is going to do. Yeah. But we just know that it's going to be greater and greater as we go. And I just want to thank God for having you here. We pray that the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, that he be gracious to you, lift up his countenance towards you, and give you peace. And as always, keep you from all hurt, harm, danger, sickness, disease, and virus in Jesus' name. Blessings to you, and we'll see you next time here.
And next week, we're doing our Prayer Dare Challenge.
Yes.
I'm going to drop that link below. Go to that. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about 3 days.
Yeah.
And there are 3 specific prayers you need to pray for your spouse. You like to know what they are? Come back
next week. Love you. Bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Couples Pursuit Live. If you enjoyed this video, here's another one we think you'll like.